gentlemen, and thank you for being here for what has been thus far a truly magnificent celebration. For those of you that don't know me, mostly this watching in the room, I'm Ryan's younger brother, Sean, and it really is quite an honor that Ryan asked me to be his best man and give this speech in front of everybody we know. Just fantastic. But before I begin, I do want to acknowledge the amazing work done by the beautiful bridesmaids here tonight. You've just done a fantastic job. And Lauren, a more beautiful bride I have not seen than you. You just look absolutely fantastic tonight. It really brings me great honor to officially welcome you to the family tonight. Even though I thought of you like a sister for so long, and I know you've been an important part of my brother's life for a while, but I just want to let you know that you've been and will be an important part of our family's life. And then there's Ryan. Where in God's name do I begin? It hasn't always been easy growing up in the footsteps of a mature, responsible, successful, endearing person. But, enough about my dad. We're here to talk about Ryan. What I've done is I've compiled a list of the top 10 things I learned from Ryan Tyler's They all come with backstories because I know there's some people in the audience who don't know Ryan like I do. Number 10, how to party. For my 21st birthday, I had asked Ryan to take me out and show me the ropes. A lot of my friends weren't 21 yet, so I didn't really have anybody take me out. So, I turned to him, and introduced me, he did. Let's just say it took about 5.5 years for me to figure out what happened that night. What happened, like a few years ago, I walked into the Beantown pub, which I had thought I had never been to. And I had flashbacks, panic attacks, like it was like all re-traumatizing coming back to me. I've been here before, I think. I had been there before, yeah. Number 9, how to avoid taking responsibility. For those of you that don't know, Ryan is quite the escape artist. He's still here, though. But for my birthday seems to be a theme. For my 18th birthday, he used it as a forum for his own friends to come over and drink. What happened, Mom and Dad walked in early and saw me and Andy Robinson, who unfortunately couldn't be here tonight, taking shots. And by the time they realized what had happened, Ryan was halfway to the Groofy's house. He was supposed to be in Boston this whole time, but yeah. I guess you guys are figuring this out for the first time. Number 8, how to drive. Well, to be honest, Mom and Dad really taught me how to drive. But Ryan taught me some advanced techniques. You see, our old family house on Hudson Drive had this really long driveway. You could fit about 10 or so cars. Good for parties. But one night, we had some company over, and rather than asking everybody to move their cars, Ryan took another approach. He treated our backyard like a rotary and drove around the entire house onto the street. It made for a really interesting dinner when we were looking out the dining room window and saw a Subaru driving by. Number 7, how to dress like a man. I gotta say, Steph gave a really good setup to this one. Ryan's always been a sharp dresser. I mean, he picked out the tuxes we're all wearing here tonight. Little does people know that Men's Warehouse sucks. Just a little shout out there. But as you know, this isn't Ryan's first time wearing a monkey suit. He wore one proposing to Ryan. I think he didn't. I had to have one mess up. Yeah. I think he had to have. I think he's just learning what monkey suit really means. When they say monkeys, thinking tuxedo, it's not the full-on fur and shit. Number 6, How to celebrate the last days of bachelordom. No backstory there. Number 5. Number 5. How to use power tools. Like most boys growing up, Ryan and I had to mow the lawn every weekend, and of course, when it was my turn to take up the mantle, Ryan was there to show me how. Now, we were lucky enough to have one of those John Deeres you ride on, made for a quick lawn mowing experience. And after my first lesson using it, Ryan decided to test the limits of the mower. I knew there was something amiss, however, when he started driving it. Our garage was to the left, he started driving to the right, up the street, until not long after he was out of view. Some 5 minutes later, he came back into view, driving at about 30 feet per second, and into the garage, followed by a brief pause, and then what sounded like a tractor trailer driving into a Home Depot. Uncle Fred and Dad, now you know why the John Deere didn't work. Number 4, fire safety. Many of the people in this side might know about this story. When we were kids, I don't know who was responsible, these stories don't tell, but somebody had us believe there was this old crazy man living in the back of the woods. We grabbed about 2 gallons of gasoline, a couple of torches, and next thing you know, half of Uncle Fred's woods are on fire. I think Michael Schwalbe, our cousin, saved my life that night. Thank you. It wasn't Ryan's idea, that was Jen's. That's what. Number 3, how to succeed in school. Going to the same school as your older sibling affords one the opportunity to cheat on some assignments, copying. Many of Ryan's, however, they proved to be too fraudulent and or outlandish to pass in. One such assignment, when I was in the 3rd grade, I was reviewing this short story, and I quickly realized that it was a direct copyright infringement of the entire backstory to the Legend of Zelda video game. He did not include a works cited. And then again, later on, for his family heritage assignment, Ryan didn't bother doing any real research, and instead portrayed the Schwalbes and the McConnells as modern-day Montagues and Capulets, when they actually just got along fine. But it made for some confusion 2 years later when his younger brother passed in a much different version of our family story. Number 2, that it's okay to marry your roommate. As some of you may know, they were once roommates. They lived under one roof but in separate bedrooms. And from what I hear, Lauren still enforces this from time to time. Number one, where can I go? How to know when you found someone special. I went there. I do remember the day when Ryan called me to tell me that him and Lauren were together. I was actually on my college campus just coming out of one of my classes, and I've heard my brother be excited about many things, but I've never heard him be this excited before. And it was just a truly magnificent moment that I will always remember. And I'm forgetting things. And then after I got to know Lauren myself, I quickly knew why. That's the list. But all joking aside, though, I've been truly fortunate to have had Ryan by my side. He really has taught me so much, and he really has always been there when I needed him. Without his guidance, I honestly don't believe I'd be the man I am today. He gave me this title that I have tonight, but truly he's the one that's deserving of it. He's the best man that I know. So now it gives me great pleasure and relief to ask you all to stand up and raise your glasses as we toast to Ryan and Lauren. May we wish them a long and happy marriage. Ladies and gentlemen, the new Mr. and Mrs. Schwalbe.
Come on, ladies and gentlemen, a nice hand for